So, welcome back to another episode of Madoka Magica. Now, the previous episode, we kinda cut the roster of the characters in half. So, that's always fun, right? Right? I feel like that's a speciality of Madoka Magica. It just, they see we're struggling with some of the names, and they're like, you know what? I got you. You don't need to remember them anymore. So, great. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was a brutal episode. The ending at the very end is probably the meanest thing they could do. That was horrible to listen to and to read the lyrics. That was definitely the part that got me the most because I could feel, obviously, I think I came to terms with Sayaka being on the like right after episode 8. I came to terms with Sayaka just becoming a witch and being gone from, like, there was gonna be no salvation. So episode 9 just felt like a really long and cruel way to say goodbye to Sayaka, and not just saying goodbye to her, but also her taking down another life alongside it in Kyoko, which is so sad, but it is so fitting because Kyoko is a mirror of Sayaka in some sorts. Not completely, but in some sorts she does mirror Sayaka, or maybe she mirrors what Sayaka could have been. And that's so sad. It is. I also think I was maybe a tiny bit too harsh on Sayaka when I said that, when I was blaming her for maybe taking Madoka with her. I don't think it was I don't think I should be really blaming her. I think what she did is reasonable. She did ask Madoka. I don't think it's a hard discussion because at the end of the day, I think the best way to I think the best for Madoka would be to leave her alone, but I don't think Kyoko even thought of that for a second. I think Kyoko was just like, in her mind, she was like, okay, I need Madoka for this. Madoka has already been involved from the moment I met her. She's been involved in this magical girl stuff, so if I ask her for help, that feels natural, a natural progression of things. I don't think she thought much about maybe just leaving Madoka to maybe try to live a more normal life and to escape this grasp. But at the end of the day, even if she never asked Madoka, I don't think Madoka would ever escape this life, especially since Kyubei and Homura both have their eyes on Madoka, more so Kyubei than Homura. So speaking of Kyubei, one fun fact that someone in the comments let me know is that Kyubei is actually, so you know how it's an incubator, or they're an incubator, however you want to call it. It's funny how the name incubator has Kyubei in it. That's a smart play on words. So that was cool. And now also you guys let me know that Motherload of witches means basically amalgamation of a bunch of witches just together. So it's gonna be like probably one big witch and then a bunch of small witches. So basically a big witch that has kind of how big witches have familiars. This is a big witch that has witches instead of familiars. So that doesn't sound very pleasant to deal with. You also let me know that I should be paying attention to the opening, and I think I don't know if the ending is also special in this episode or not, but I'm pretty sure I should be paying attention to the lyrics of, I think the opening is gonna be the same, but I think some of the lyrics are gonna make more sense. I don't know. I'm just gonna pay attention to it either way, and I guess we'll find out. So I always do listen to the opening and the ending, by the way, if you don't watch this on Patreon, but I cut it out from the YouTube reaction. So on my Patreon, there's all of the reactions with me watching both the opening and the ending. If there's gonna be something special I have to say during the opening or the ending in any episode, like I did in the previous episode, I'm gonna pause it and I'm gonna put it in the YouTube reaction as well. So don't worry, you're not missing anything important. It's just me usually jamming out to the opening and the ending. But yeah, also another thing, since we are nearing the movie and the end of the series, so there are a few things. First of all, I'm doing the movie. This is coming out on Sunday, this episode that you're watching right now. And then in this following week, I'm gonna be doing the movie probably either Friday, Saturday. It's gonna be towards the end of the week, towards the weekend. I'm not sure exactly which day yet. I'm gonna see how my schedule works out. But I'm gonna let you know beforehand. If I have the time, I might stream it. As I said, I'm gonna let you know. I'm not sure yet. So I'm gonna try to stream it though. But yeah, no promises. And also, let me know if I should be checking out the specials. I think, or not the specials, but like the spin-off series. Because I'm down if the interest is there. If the interest isn't there and more people want me to start a new show, like I can also start a new poll with new shows that you guys want me to check out, and we start a completely new show, and maybe at some point get back to the spin-off series. We can always come back later, but let me know. And also, let me know which shows should be on the poll for the replacement for Madoka Magica, because I did watch quite a few anime, but just list the ones that you guys want me to check out, and if I've already seen it, then there's always my anime list in the description if you really want to check that one out. But like at the end of the day, if you recommend something that I've already seen, I just won't put it on the poll, obviously. So let me know what your guys' recommendations are, and I'll gladly check them out and put them on a poll. But yeah, let me know. Would you prefer me checking out a new series or checking out the spin-off first of Madoka? I'm fine either way. It's gonna be up to you guys. Anyways, I feel like I talked for long enough, and now it's time for fun. Sunshine and rainbows, butterflies, flowers, and fun. So let's go. Oh, obviously, if you wanna watch this uncut and unblurred, it's gonna be on my Patreon, which is down in the description as always. And let's go into Madoka Magica, episode 10.
はい、それじゃあ自己紹介いってみよう。あけみ、ほむらです。どうかよろしくお願いします。
So this is pre-trauma Homura.
あけみさんは心臓の病気でずっと入院していたの。久しぶりの学校だからいろいろと戸惑うことも多いでしょう。みんな助けてあげてね。
This is the original timeline. Yes.
あけみさんって前はどこの学校だったの？部活とかやってた？
Also, I wanna point out.
そう。
Oh, Sayaka. Oh, is that Sayaka? Shit. I wanna point out the letters. You know, when she wrote down her name in the first episode, I think it was, of Madoka, we saw her taking the pencil from the teacher and then writing her own name. And here, the teacher wrote her entire name down. I wonder why. That feels like there was some kind of parallel with this here, but I'm not sure why. Because it feels like the teacher was like, how do you write your name? Because I know some of the names can be written in like kanji and stuff, in different kanji, but her name was written in hiragana. So I'm not sure why the teacher was... I don't know, I feel like there's a connection between these two scenes.
すごい長い髪だよね。毎朝編むの大変じゃない？私、
She really went full Princess Diaries.
保健室行かなきゃいけないんでしょ？
That's why she knows it.
いいえ。
That's why she knows it.
私、保健係なんだ。みんなごめんね。
It makes
休
sense.
み時間には保健室でお薬
Oh no, Sayaka is in the back. Sayaka is in the back. I
そう
see
だ
her.
ったの？ごめんね。引き止めちゃって。
And
あけみさん、
Hitami.
また後でね。ごめんね。みんな悪気はないんだけど、転校生なんて珍しいから。はしゃいじゃって。いえ、ありがとうございます。そんな緊張しなくていいよ。クラスメートなんだから。私、かなめまどか。まどかって呼んで。いいって。だから、私もホムラちゃんって呼んでいいかな。私、あんまり名前で呼ばれたことってなくて、すごく変な名前だし。そんなことないよ。なんかさ、燃え上がれって感じでかっこいいと思うな。
This is sad.
名前負けしてます。そんなのもったいないよ。せっかく素敵な名前なんだ
Do
か
you
ら。
remember in episode 1 how this scene looked completely different? It was so much darker with all the shadows. The scene in its entirety was so much darker than here. Madoka was the one who was being extremely reserved, and Homura was the one leading. Oh man. Also, the reason I say it's so sad is because this is a look at how Madoka's life should be and Homura's life should be, instead of the shit that's happening right now, man.
ホムラちゃんもかっこよくなっちゃえばいいんだよ。
じゃあ、この問題
That's why she's so good. Because she's went through it. already. Yeah.
うん。君は休学してたんだっけな。友達からノートを借りておくように。
準備体操だけで貧血ってやばいよね。半年もずっと寝てたんじゃ仕方ないんじゃない？
She gone through this timeline multiple times, like countless times. That's what it feels like it's alluding to.
無理だよ。私、何にもできない。
Shit.
人に迷惑ばっかりかけて、恥かいて。どうしてなの？私、これからも、ずっとこのままなの。だったらいっそ、死んだ方がいいよね。死んだ方がいいかな。そう、死んじゃえばいいんだよ。死んだ。
Was she kissed by the witch?
どこなの？ここ。何なの？
Mommy? It is mommy.
間一髪ってところね。もう大丈夫だよ。ホムラちゃん。あなたたち。彼女たちは魔法少女、魔女を狩る者たちさ。いきなり秘密がバレちゃったね。クラスのみんなには内緒だよ。かなめさん、いつも
Also, I did read the comments saying that mommy's power is ribbons because they kind of like signify her clinging onto her life and her wish to want to stay alive, right? Being like connected with like a strip or like maybe like a strip of fate, maybe, or a ribbon of fate. That makes sense. That makes sense. I did see that. Oh, that's interesting. And Madoka has a bow. Now, granted, the weapons themselves are usually not necessarily indicative of any wishes or anything like that. They're usually just, it's usually more so the powers themselves that are indicative of the wishes. Because Sayaka had swords, but the swords didn't have much to do with her actual wish. Same with like how guns didn't have much to do with Mami's wish. It was the ribbons, right? And with Sayaka, it was the healing properties. So, I wonder what Madoka's power is in this alternate timeline.
いつもって、そりゃマミさんはベテランだけど、
And why did she
私なん
turn?
て先週キューベと契約したばっかりだし。でも今日の戦い方、以前よりずっと上手かったわよ、かなめさん。平気なんですか？怖くないんですか？平気ってことはないし、怖かったりもするけれど、魔女をやっつければ、それだけ大勢の人が助かるわけだし、やりがいはあるよね。かなめさんには、ワルプルギスの夜が来る前に、頑張って一人前になっておいてもらわないとね。じゃあ、行ってくるね。そんな、ともえさん、死んじゃったのに。だからだよ。もうワルプルギスの夜を止められるのは、私だけしかいないから。無理よ！一人だけではあんなのに勝てっこない。カラメさんまで死んじゃうよ。それでも、私は魔法少女だから。みんなのこと、守らなきゃいけないから。ねえ、逃げようよ。だって、仕方ないよ。誰も、カラメさんを恨んだりしないよ。
She would blame herself.
ホムラちゃん、私ね、あなたと友達に
She's
な
the
れて
type of
嬉しかっ
person.
た。あなたが魔女に襲われた時間に合って、今でもそれが自慢なの。だから、魔法少女になって本当によかったって、そう思うんだ。カナメさん、さよなら。 ホムラちゃん。元気でね。どうして死んじゃうって分かってたのに、私なんか助けるよりもあなたに生きててほしかったのに。その言葉は本当かい？明美ホムラ、君のその祈りのために魂をかけられるかい？戦いの定めを受け入れてまで叶えたい望みがあるなら、僕が力になってあげられるよ。あなたと契約すれば、どんな願いも叶えられるよ。そうだな。
So okay, let me just get it off my head before I forget. My current thought process or my current questions that are going to be answered this episode, I know, but I just want to get it off my chest is, why did the events of Madoka becoming a magical girl speed up here? Unless Homura entered class later than in the origin, in this our timeline, quote unquote our timeline, because Madoka here was already a magical girl by the time she entered the classroom. So something either changed time-wise, maybe she arrived to the class earlier in the other timeline, or something else changed. Another thing is, why did Madoka not have as much potential? Because Madoka seems a lot weaker here than she doesn't seem like she's that almighty, powerful, magical girl like everyone's talking, like guessing her up to be in our timeline. I'm gonna be talking original timeline, our timeline. That's kind of how I'm gonna be distinguishing between them. Actually, that's gonna be a bit confusing because I'm pretty sure we're gonna be jumping more timelines, but still, our timeline, I'm talking about the timeline that we've been in for the first 9 episodes. So in our timeline, there are a lot of changes when it comes to Madoka. I wonder how those changes came to be, because it seems like there are a lot of changes even before Homura shows up in our timeline. So I wonder why those changes happened.
にはその資格がありそうだ。教えてごらん。君はどんな祈りでソウルジェムを輝かせるのかい？私は。
Time power. Turn back time. Right?
私は、要さんとの出会いをやり直したい。彼女に守られる私じゃなくて、彼女を守る私になりたい。
That easy.
契約は成立だ。君の祈りはエントロフィーを凌駕した。さあ、解き放ってごらん。その新しい力を。
Oh, that's sick.
ここは、私、まだ退院してない。
Yeah, her soldier.
夢じゃない。
Also, I wonder what happened with the glasses. Why does she not have glasses? Does she just have contacts on?
はい、それじゃあ、自己紹介いってみよう。
Timeline number 2.
明美ホムラです。よろしくお願いします。明美さんは心臓の病気でずっと。要さん、私も魔法少女になったんだよ。これから一緒に頑張ろうね。
That's direct. This timeline didn't work out either, obviously.
Mami-san. 時間停止ね。確かにすごいけれど、使い方が問題よね。
I just remembered. She was asked by, was it Madoka that asked her, have you seen a lot of people die like Mami did today? And she said yes, too many to count. Did she mean all of those people were Mami and Madoka basically? And maybe, I don't know, maybe Sayaka as well? Oh shit. That's a crazy looking witch. Ribbons? That's cool. That's why she's using grenades. Ah, directly in the gutter. Oh shit. These timelines are... Fuck. I'm gonna talk later. She's becoming a witch. Gripsy. So these timelines are kind of more what I thought Madoka was gonna be originally when I first went into it. Apart from the ending of each timeline being obviously cruel, but all of the timelines are so much more lighthearted than everything we've seen so far. It's kind of crazy.
伝えなきゃ。みんなキューベイに騙されてる。あのさ、キューベイがそんな嘘ついて一体何の得があるわけ？それは私たちに妙なこと吹き込んで仲間割れでもさせたいの？
They really don't see eye to eye.
本当はあの京子とかいうやつとグルなんじゃないでしょうね。
京子 is here as well.
違うわ、さやかちゃん。それこそ仲間割れだよ。どっちにしろ、私この子とチーム組むの反対だわ。まどかやまみさんは飛び道具だから平気だろうけど、いきなり目の前で爆発とか、ちょっと勘弁してほしいんだよね。何度巻き込まれそうになったことか。明美さんには爆弾以外の武器ってないのかしら。ちょっと考えてみます。
Has she extended the range of her time powers? Ah. It's Octavia. Yeah, Kyoko's not gonna be happy with this at all. Or Madoka, of course. Whoa!
ソルジェムが魔女を産むなら、みんな死ぬしかないじゃない。あなたも、私も、やめて。
Whoa!
やだ。もう嫌だよ。こんなの。大丈夫だよ。
This timeline is the worst one.
一緒にワルプルギスの夜を倒そう。
Oh, this timeline sucks.
私たちも、もうおしまいだね。グリーフシードは。そう。ねえ、私たちこのまま二人で怪物になって、こんな世界、何もかもめちゃくちゃにしちゃおうか。嫌なことも、悲しいことも、全部なかったことにしちゃえるくらい。壊して、壊して、壊しまくってさ。それはそれで、いいと思わない？さっきのは嘘。一個だけ取っておいたんだ。そんな、なんで私にはできなくて、ホムラちゃんにできること、お願いしたいから。ホムラちゃん、過去に戻れるんだよね。こんな終わり方にならないように、歴史を変えられるって言ってたよね。ゆうべに騙される前のバカな私を助けてあげてくれないかな。約束するわ。絶対にあなたを救ってみせる。何度繰り返すことになっても、必ずあなたを守ってみせる。よかった。もう一つ頼んでいい？私、魔女にはなりたくない。嫌なことも、悲しいこともあったけど、守りたいものだって。たくさん、この世界にはあったから。まどか！モーラちゃん、やっと名前で呼んでくれたね。嬉しい。誰も未来を信じない。誰も未来を受け止められない。
Ah, of course, no shit. They can heal their bodies.
私は
Fuck me, man.
まどか、あなたに奇跡を約束して取り入ろうとする者が現れても決して言いなりになってはダメ。
Healed one of the Cubase. That wasn't enough.
もう誰にも頼らない。誰に分かってもらう必要もない。もうまどかには戦わせない。すべての魔女は私一人で片付ける。そして今度こそワルプルギスの夜、この手で。
The opening of the first episode. Madoka's dream. Is that Walpurgis Nacht?
仕方ないよ。彼女一人では荷が重すぎた。そんな、無理だよ。 それまでだ。でも、君なら運命を変えられる。酒用のない滅びも、嘆きも、すべて君が覆せばいい。そのための力が君には備わっているんだから。本当だ。騙されないで。そっちの思うつぼよ。私なんかでも、本当に何かできるの？こんな結末を変えられるの？もちろんさ。だから、僕と契約して、魔法少女になってよ。本当にものすごかったね。変身したまどかは。彼女なら最強の魔法少女になるだろうと予測していたけれど、まさかあのワルプルギスの夜を一撃で倒すとはね。その結果どうなるかも見越した上だったの。遅かれ早かれ結末は一緒だよ。彼女は最強の魔法少女として最大の敵を倒してしまったんだ。もちろんあとは最悪の魔女になるしかない。今のまどかならおそらく10日かそこいらでこの星を壊滅させてしまうんじゃないかな。まあ、あとは君たち人類の問題だ。僕らのエネルギー回収ノルマはおおむね達成できたしね。戦わないのかい？いいえ。私の戦場はここじゃない。明美ホムラ、君は。
Realize that.
私は何度でも繰り返す。同じ時間を何度も巡り、たった一つの出口を探る。あなたを絶望の運命から救い出す道を。
Is this our timeline? No.
まどか。
I don't
たっ
think
た
so.
一人の
Wait, is it?
私の友達。
Might be.
ホムラちゃん。
Ooh.
あなたのためなら、私は永遠の迷路に閉じ込められても構わない。
Eternal Maze. What was the title of the episode? I will never depend on anyone again. Great. Why? Okay. Woo! So you guys did tell me to watch the opening and read the lyrics of it. Screw you guys. They do make sense. Okay, it is from Homura's perspective, right? Fuck me, man. Okay. This is... Wait, is it the end of the episode? Wait. Is the end of the episode? I just paused it. Thinking we'll be going into the episode. I feel like I didn't pause this episode, like, basically at all. Because I don't think I should. This episode was way too incredible. It showed the entire progression of Homura. And how she became the person that she is in the current timeline. One thing that I'm still 100% not, or that I'm still not 100% certain of is, oh no, they said it, I'm being stupid here. I'm pretty sure the entire reason why Homura wants to save Madoka is because Madoka was her one and only friend, right? That's the entire reason for it, right? There's nothing, like there's no other reason, like, I don't know, I don't want to see the world being destroyed by Madoka or something like that. Or I don't want to see, I don't know, her becoming a magical girl. I'm pretty sure, I mean, it is at the end of the day, but I'm pretty sure the main objective is only, I want to save Madoka because she was, and still is, my one and only friend that I ever had, right? Okay, so I'm guessing the reason why Madoka didn't become a magical girl in this current hour timeline, as opposed to like before Homura arises, because Homura has been fighting Cuba and stuff like that, right? I don't know. That's one thing that I'm not 100% sure on, is how the events unfolded. And it might just be because I missed a few details, but because in the previous timelines, Madoka was already a magical girl by the time that Homura transferred to the school. But in this timeline, Madoka wasn't a magical girl by the time Homura joined the transfer to the school. Now, did she transfer earlier, or did she do background work before transferring? Because I don't remember the exact events of episode 1, if I'm being honest. I feel like I should be remembering them, but I started paying really neat attention to all the details, like in episode 4, because that's when I realized, oh, this is extremely important. So episode 1, to me, some of the details may slip. And so I don't remember what happened first. We saw the dream, and then Madoka woke up before becoming the magical girl, before all of the events happened that we saw in this episode of like Homura screaming at her to not do it and her actually signing the contract. Now, what is that timeline? Is that just one of the previous timeline maybe, or one of the, it's not the previous, but one of the timelines that she's seeing, that she saw in her dream for some reason? Also, she did ask Homura, did we meet somewhere before, or something like that, in one of the episodes, which would imply that Madoka subconsciously somehow remembers Homura, right? Maybe, but maybe not though. Maybe I'm overthinking it. So if that would be the case, I don't know. But also, she didn't seem like she had nearly as much potential in all of the previous timelines, and then suddenly in one of the timelines she got an incredible amount of potential. So I don't know why. I'm sure it's probably gonna be explained, or I missed something, but I'm pretty sure I didn't miss anything in relation to that. I'm pretty sure. So that's crazy. Homura, I mean, I did think it was gonna be something like that, where it's just like a Steins Gate situation where you do it over and over and hope for a better result, and nobody else knows, and you're just suffering alone and hope that one small detail that you change might bring you back onto the path of salvation, right? But no matter what you do, it just doesn't work. Something else messes it up. And so that's why I feel like if I go back to rewatch that one scene of Homura breaking down and screaming with Madoka being there, pleading her not to become a magical girl. Whatever. I don't remember exactly what she said. But if I go to rewatch that scene, I feel like that scene would scar me for life now that I know this backstory. Yeah, I did expect this kind of backstory ever since she said that she's from a different timeline. Now, one thing that I still wonder about the timelines is what kind of timeline is there? Because there are multiple different theories of timelines, right? So you could have, to my knowledge, there are 3 different theories. One of them being just a single line. I don't know what it's called, but just a single line, and you just travel back in time, and then you restart and start doing changes, and it's that single line that keeps repeating itself. But I'm gonna guess that it's not that theory. The other theory would be the branching timelines. So you do something, you travel back in time to like one point, and then when you make a change, this timeline branches into 2 branches. One that where you did make this change in the timeline, and the other where you didn't make the change. So now you're leading a timeline. We are currently watching the timeline that where the change did happen, but there's also a parallel timeline which is happening with where this change didn't happen. And then another theory would be that it's a completely parallel, separate timeline. So you would be just jumping between these parallel lines that don't have the exact same starting point at all, but you're just jumping between them. And every change that you make makes a completely fresh timeline. And all of those timelines, which is kind of similar to the branching one, but it's not exactly the same. There's some nuances to both of them. But I wonder if it's going to be explained which exact timeline it is. I'm going to guess that it's the branching one or the parallel one. I'm guessing it's not the single linear timeline. But if that's the case, do those worlds still exist? Is it like ReZero situation where those worlds still exist? So let's say you go back, or like you do something and shit happens, Madoka becomes the greatest witch to ever live and ends the world. Does that world continue to exist? Or that universe, I should say, that timeline, does it continue to go on? Is the timeline where Mami dies and Madoka dies as well? What happens there? So does that timeline also continue? I don't know. Is basically Homura just making a bunch of new timelines which are all doomed to fail, apart from maybe one timeline which might succeed, hopefully, which I have a feeling it won't, but maybe. I don't know. So those are all questions that I have about, well, some nuances of this entire show so far. I feel like we've seen most of the things, so we didn't really see what Madoka's power was, right? We just saw her shooting a bow, like a bow and arrow, but we didn't see much apart from that. So I wonder, maybe it's legit just a completely straightforward battle power, but everything up until now has had some kind of meaning to it. So I wonder, because we also don't really know what her wish is, but usually her wishes are, I want power to be able to protect others, right? She just wants power so she could be strong enough to protect others. So I'm guessing that's kind of what her wishes were in the past as well. I wonder. I'm sure we'll get answers to all of those nuances, or at least most of them. I know there's some points that I bring up that you guys are like, there are either no canon answers, or there are like answers that are like hidden in like some kind of side story, like the ones with switching bodies and stuff like that, which I'm not gonna go into because I think someone said that it's a spoiler for one of the side stories, so I'm not gonna go into that. But there was like, apparently, I did read it because I'm not gonna read like a side story, but yeah, someone did go into detail about how there is an answer to that, but it's hidden in like deep in a side story somewhere. So yeah, I don't know. I do wonder about those nuances though a lot. Anyways, I really think this is one of my favorite is, it's impossible to use the word favorite for a Madoka episode, just because all of the episodes are so horrific. This one felt like an episode that I was expecting to happen for a long time, and I really wanted it to happen, and I'm so glad we got it. And god damn, was it beautiful, but it was so heartbreaking. You just saw how all of the timelines progressively got worse and worse and worse and worse and darker and darker and darker until eventually we arrive at the current timeline, which I would say, from what we've seen, seems like the most like depressing one. It's not the most shocking one. I feel like the most shocking one was the one where freaking Mami kills Kyoko and then Madoka kills Mami. That timeline was fucked. But I feel like all of the timelines up until now have not been as depressing. At least we haven't seen as much like. Maybe it's just because we've seen them for like such a short period of time. But Madoka and Mami and stuff seem also happy in those timelines up until the very last moment. So it's I don't know. It's so crazy because Madoka seems happier when she is a magical girl because she is fulfilling the wish that she wants to protect others. But if she becomes a magical girl, her life is sealed, right? So I don't know. It's impossible to argue. It's impossible. Anyways. I feel like how do these episodes always end up being this long? I never intend for it. So I'm gonna end it here. I really never intend for this episode to go on for this long. I'm just blabbering the things that I'm thinking about the episode, so hopefully it's fine with you guys. I usually try not to make them this long, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. As I said, we'll be finishing the series next week, and the movie's probably gonna be coming on at some point on the weekend. So I also said I'm gonna try to stream it if I have the time, and if my schedule is gonna be like good enough for it. Also, my Twitch channel is down in the description, so you can follow it if you want to watch the stream. But obviously, I'm gonna promote it more once it's set in stone. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe again, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.